In our politics lead, a live look at the stage right now in Richmond, Virginia. This is a debate between the two candidates running for Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Virginia, the incumbent Republican Jason Miyares and Democratic challenger Jay Jones. The candidates wasted no time using their opening statements to address Jones's violent, disturbing text that he wrote in 2022.
Jay Jones had said that he wanted to piss on the grave of his political opponents. And what did he want to do to Todd Gilbert? 2 bullets to the head. Why? Because he didn't like his politics.
Let me be very clear. I am ashamed. I am embarrassed. And I'm sorry. I am sorry to Speaker Gilbert. I'm sorry to his family. I'm sorry to my family. And I'm sorry to every single Virginian. I cannot take back what I said, but you have my word that I will always be accountable for my mistakes.
Let's talk about this race with two of our favorite Virginians, Democratic Congressman Suhas Subramanian and Mark Short, the former chief of staff to Vice President Mike Pence. I should disclose, I love all Virginians, but you know, you two are good.
Well,
you two are good enough.
Congressman,
Democrats have condemned the texts. But only Republicans have called on Jones to drop out of the race. After the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, you said on social media, quote, political violence is deeply disturbing and has zero place in this country. Why haven't you called on Jones to drop out of the race, considering that he has suggested privately, but still, that somebody he disagreed with should be shot and their kids should be killed?
Yeah, let's be clear. I mean, what he said was horrific and has no place in politics. It was a private text message 4 or 5 years ago. It wasn't a direct threat. If it was a clear and present danger, I think it should have been reported then and not 2 weeks before an election. But let's also take a step back. This debate, I've been watching it. Really what's on the ballot in 2 weeks is we have a president who is weaponizing the AG's office and weaponizing federal agencies and law enforcement against political opponents and weaponizing it to protect his own corruption, protect pedophiles in the Epstein case. And so that's what's on the ballot, and that's what's really happening right now. And that's what most of the debate is about, is we have Jason Miyares, who has been complicit in what the president is doing, and then you have Jay Jones, who has actually been pledging to fight back against it.
You heard Jay Jones apologize there at the top of the debate for the text. I want to play part of his response to an attack by his Republican opponent. Take a listen.
I was held accountable by my party, and I deeply, deeply respect that. But what about when Donald Trump used incendiary language to incite a riot to try to overturn an election here in this country? What about when Winsome Sears used violent language about people who disagree with you and her and your extreme position on abortion?
Mark, what's your response? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, look, I still remain shocked that not one national Democrat has called for Jay Jones to step aside in light of not just calling for assassination of a political opponent, but also his family. Jason Miyares' family has lived and fled political persecution. His family fled from Castro's Cuba. He knows perfectly well the dangers of political persecution. And Jason is somebody who has served his constituents in Virginia Beach, but also the state as Attorney General honorably. And I think that he's going to continue to do a great job when he gets reelected as Attorney General of Virginia.
In a Washington Post poll that was taken just before the reports of Jones' text messages surfaced, it has the Democrat with a slight lead, 51% over Republican incumbent Jason Miyares at 45%. 4% said neither or no opinion. Mark, how significant are these texts, do you think, for voters? Do you think they're going to actually play a role in the election?
I absolutely do. I think Virginia has pretty much become a Democrat state now. I think the Republicans need kind of a perfect storm like Terry McAuliffe created for Glenn Youngkin a few years back. And I think that this is something that is horrific enough that I think it's broken through to most Virginians. And I think Virginia does have a history of, even when they elect Democrats at the top of the ticket, electing Republicans to serve in a law and order job like Attorney General. And Jason is an incumbent who's done a fantastic job. And so that poll that you cite was from the end of September. I think it predates most of the controversy around the Jay Jones text. And I think most recent polling shows that Miyares has actually pulled ahead. And so I think that actually Jason will get reelected. And I think this has broken through to most voters across Virginia.
Congressman in the governor's race today, former President Obama issued an endorsement of the Democratic nominee for governor, former Democratic Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger. Her opponent, Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl-Sears, was asked about that on Fox. Take a listen.
The question is, did he endorse Jay Jones? No, he did not. And by the way, doesn't he think, Obama, don't you think that Abigail should talk to her opponent, to Jay Jones, and say you need to get out of the race? Don't you think that needs to happen?
I get that Winsome Sears is trying to tie Jay Jones with Congresswoman Spanberger. Spanberger has maintained a lead in the polls. You know Virginia politics better than most of us. Does Obama's involvement in endorsing Spanberger suggest that there are some fears that Democrats are getting worried?
I ran as a former Obama staffer when I got elected. He's still popular in the state, and he gets involved in Virginia politics often. And so I would just take this as him, one of many Democrats all supporting the ticket and supporting Spanberger. I'll say this. What people are talking about in Virginia is this federal workers and contractors being furloughed and fired all the time. They're talking about the way this administration is treating Virginians and how it's raising costs on every single person. I was at a food pantry today. They have a 5,000% increase in demand for new people wanting assistance, food assistance. So that's what people are talking about right now in Virginia. I think, we all talk here about, what happened in those text messages. But in the end, people want to vote based on how they're feeling and how what's happening in D.C. is affecting their everyday life. I think the entire ticket is actually going to win, the Democratic ticket.
Congressman Mark, thanks to both of you.